So today is one of the Buddhist holy days called Chokor Deuchen, which is the first turning of the wheel. And I decided today that I would like to share the story of the first turning of the wheel. Zopa inspired me this morning with her motivation on how fortunate we are to live in this eon where Buddha actually not only came to our world but also decided to teach. And that he had moments where he wasn't quite sure about that. So I wanted to share this short story of what happened on that day. So this is while during the stages of when the Buddha attained enlightenment. He went through certain levels of realizations and there were certain obstacles in his mind. So this was the final one. Now while the Blessed One was alone in retreat, this thought arose in him. This Dhamma that I have attained to is profound and hard to see. Hard to discover, it is the most peaceful and superior goal of all, not attainable by mere ratiocination, subtle for the wise to experience. But this generation, the beings that lived in the world at that time, relies on attachment, relishes attachment, delights in attachment. It is hard for such a generation to see this truth, that is to say, specific conditionality, dependent arising. It is hard to see this truth, that is to say, stilling of all formations, relinquishing of the essentials of existence, exhaustion of craving, fading of lust, cessation, nirvana. And if I taught the Dhamma, others would not understand me, and that would be wearying and troublesome for me. Thereupon there came to him spontaneously these stanzas never heard before. Enough of teaching the Dhamma that even I found hard to reach, for it will never be perceived by those that live in lust and hate. Men died in lust, and whom a cloud of darkness laps will never see. What goes against the stream is subtle, deep and hard to see, abstruse. Considering this, his mind favored inaction and not teaching the Dhamma. Then it occurred to Brahma Samapati, who became aware in this mind of the thought of the Blessed One, the world will be lost, the world will be utterly lost, for the mind of the Perfect One, accomplished and fully enlightened, favors inaction and not teaching the Dhamma. Then as soon as a strong man might extend his flexed arm or flex his extended arm, Brahma vanished in the Brahma world and appeared before the Blessed One. He arranged his robes on one shoulder and putting his right knee on the ground and raising his hands, palms towards the Blessed One, said, Lord, let the Blessed One teach the Dhamma. Let the Sublime One teach the Dhamma. There are beings with little dust on their eyes who are wasting through not hearing the Dhamma. Some of them will gain final knowledge of the Dhamma. When Brahma Samapati said this, he said further, if Magadha, which is where the Buddha lived and was raised, there has appeared till now impure Dhamma, thought out by men still stained, open the deathless gateway. Let them hear the Dhamma the Immaculate has found. Ascend, O sage, the tower of the Dhamma, and just as one sees all the folk around who stand upon a solid pile of rock, survey, O sorrowless, all-seeing sage, this human breed engulfed in sorrowing that birth has at its mercy and old age. Arise, O hero, victor, knowledge bringer, free from all debt and wander in the world. Proclaim the Dhamma for some. For some, O Blessed One, will understand. The Blessed One listened to the Brahma's pleading. Out of great compassion for beings, he surveyed the world with the eye of a Buddha. Just as in the pond of blue, red, or white lotuses, some lotuses that are born and grow in the water thrive immersed in the water without coming up and out of it. Some other lotuses that are born and grow in the water rest on the water's surface, and some other lotuses that are born and grow in the water come right out, up out of the water and stand clear, unwetted. So too he saw beings with little dust on their eyes and with much dust on their eyes, with keen faculties and dull faculties, with good qualities and bad qualities, easy to teach, hard to teach, some who dwelt seeing fear in the other world and blame as well. When he had seen this, he said, wide open are the portals of the deathless, let those who hear show faith. If I was minded to tell not the sublime Dhamma I know, I saw vexation in the telling. Then Brahma thought, I have made it possible for the Dhamma to be taught by the Blessed One. And so what the Buddha ended up doing is he ended up going to Deer Park, where he found his 5 renunciate friends who had practiced austerity with him. And so he went on and then taught them the Eightfold Noble Path and as we call the Four Noble Truths. And so we are now, 2,600 years later, recipients of that great kindness of Brahma, the great compassion of the Buddha, and then also of the willingness and the understanding of the five ascetics who then became the first disciples and then the lineage of the monastics from the Buddha on down until Sravasti Abbey to this day. So we have gratitude today to show for the Buddha's compassion for everything that has unfolded since then.